Alright everybody, Tall Art 73 here with Tall Art Gaming, and today I'm going to be starting up a new series called Is It Fun? What I'm doing is taking a look at older games, stuff like Sega Rally, Afterburner, the Shinobi series. Take a look at the games made in this series. Now, keep in mind I only have Sega units here and the Xbox units. I do not really have any PlayStation, anything like that. I do own a PlayStation 2 now, but no games for it. But what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at the games from the past units and seeing if Sega kept the fun in the games. Especially since these are amazing arcade games like Sega Rally, Outrun, Afterburner, Golden Axe. And just seeing if they kept the fun in there throughout every version of the game they made. Even if it becomes an arcade version, just seeing if it stacks up and keeps going good. So without further ado, this new series is called Is It Fun? This is episode 1, and this is based on Sega Rally.
Sega Rally Championship.
Alright, so welcome everybody. Today we're starting with the Sega Saturn version of Sega Rally Championship. As you know, this game came out in, 1995? Here at there. We're going to be in the desert. So, pretty much what I'm looking at, I know this was based off the original arcade game, brought over to Sega Saturn. Running at about 60 frames per second from what I remember hearing. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the Saturn graphics. I mean, these are nice. Now, I am running this off the actual Sega Saturn. And I am using an HDMI output cable with it. And running it back into a capture card on my computer. But you gotta love the way that the Saturn did this game. I mean, the car sliding off to the side looks awesome. And, sand kicking up or the dirt kicking up from the car. Even the sound and all that's really good. I have the sound down pretty low in this version, so it's a little bit harder to hear, but I'll stop talking in a few minutes and maybe listen to it a little bit. But the sound is really good, the graphics good, a few pop-ups here and there. The game is nice and fast, feels great, I think, at driving. But if you never played this one, you should really give it a shot. I mean, it is a lot of fun, so kick back, watch here for a few minutes, because Chopper coming on down, he's kicking up some dirt. And finish. Alright, let's move over to the Sega DreamCast. Still love that opening from the DreamCast. But this is Sega Rally 2, once again going into arcade mode, championship circuit. Now, biggest thing that I have here with my Sega Dreamcast, I used to have an HDMI cable to run for it, so it'll look a lot better. This right now is running off the normal RGB, or not RGB, the audio video hookup cables, the ones that rigid fit. Definitely not as pretty with those cables, but you gotta admit, the game looks pretty good still, even though it's not as good as it should be. They're up with the chopper there, car looks pretty good. Here. You see some dirt kicking up, it's kind of hard to see, but there you go, a little bit more dirt going up there, a little bit of a flash from the muffler. What's really hard on this one to see is that dirt kicking up right now, you're actually getting your car dirty, so that was something new they added on it. I like the new look of the way the dirt flies on up. But once again, man, you get that nice fishtail, that nice drifting going around corners. That to me is one of the biggest things in this game that I've always loved. If you get a chance and you have the Dreamcast yet, and you're actually playing it physically on your newer TVs, get a decent HDMI cable. And you will love the way these games look on the Dreamcast. They are definitely nice that way. Once again, this game is a lot of fun. Boom. All right. Time for the Xbox 360. I have no clue what happens to my sound here when the 360 comes on. You won't get sound until I actually get into the game, which is kind of weird. But this one's Sega Rally Online Arcade. So this was the downloaded one that you could get. And right now I'm just going in, trying to set up the settings and all that. I've played this one in the past. This is the one that I will admit I am not a huge fan of. And I'll explain that once we actually get into the game and we start driving. It actually has to do with, like I said, I wasn't going to really talk about much about graphics and all that. Because how can you compare this graphics to the Saturn? You really can't. Or even to the DreamCast. You really can't compare those out like that because this is a newer unit. Well, not newer anymore. Well, compared to those two, this is a much more powerful unit. The 360 is more powerful. Watch when I go around the corners here. Sure, I'm still, drifting, fishtailing, whatever you want to call it, but you don't see the side of the car really. This is what made me hate this version of the game. When I sit there and I watch it and playing on a big screen, the car just doesn't look like it goes anywhere. You can tell it's just a track moving. I know that's with the other ones too. The car physically stays in the middle of the screen, but with the car fishtailing, you look like the car's moving, not the track. And this one, you can tell the track is what's moving. I mean, that car just stays perfectly still. You can tell it's the track that's moving. If Sega would have spent a little bit of time getting that car to fishtail properly and kicking the side out, this would have been an awesome game. Still is a good game, but could have been better. But did it lose that fun factor? That's the big question. I have my gripes about the graphics. Look at the dirt on this car now. Sheesh. And they really up the graphics each and every time. Nice dirt being kicked up from the car right there on the side of me. And over the little jump now, which didn't get a whole lot of air looking there. Gotta admit, it's got some pretty graphics again. And once again, the music is really good. There's another mistake they made in this game, in my opinion, that plane. I don't know if that one actually flew over me or not. There's one of them where the plane flies over you, and you don't actually hear it. You really need to hear that plane. Especially when you got a big fighter jet or a big jumbo jet, you should be able to hear that. All right, coming up to the last lap here. Once again, good music in the game. Great speed. Boom. All right, let's go on to the last 360 version I own. I did not know this one actually existed until I saw it in a GameStop for $2. So I brought it home, and yeah, had to check it out. I played it once before this, so I didn't really give it much of a chance. But this is the game that got me involved in trying to do Sega Rally a bit more. I wanted to see what it was all about because this one I did have a lot of fun playing. So I turned back on my Saturn version and tried that one. All right. I like the way the intro was there. Once again, beautiful graphics. The dirt kick up on there was extremely nice. I liked it. I say graphically wise, you can't compare them all that way. Just how fun is the game? Did Sega lose it? And look at what happens when I'm turning this car. You can already see the side of it. See more of the side of it. See, now it feels like the car is turning, not the track. Even though in reality, the car never leaves the middle of the screen. It is the track that moves, not the car. But you get that better feel of the car moving when the car goes sideways. Go over a little jump there. Didn't hit it very hard, apparently. Once again, they did great with the music, the sound, the voices. I mean, they all sound almost identical. My great driving skills on show here as I hit everything in every corner. And if you're hearing anything about Fraggle Rock, that's my daughter in the background. I think she likes doing that just to get into my YouTube videos. All right, Liz.
What?
I don't need to get banned, not banned, but demonetized because you're playing Fraggle Rock music back there. Jim Henson was still alive. He'd come up and he'd take away my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Now it's owned by Disney, so that's worse.
Not Disney.
Disney owns the Jim Henson Company, kiddo. You should know that.
No.
All right, so I did go through all 3 laps on this one. And once again, look how nice and dirty the car gets. One thing that the Saturn version missed, but then again, too, you got to remember the power of the Saturn. But every other thing after that, the Dreamcast, all that, all had the car getting dirty, which was a nice little touch to the game. So the big question I had in this was, is it fun? Did Sega lose the arcade feel? Or did they manage to hang on to it in each version of this game? So I don't know if there's one on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, which I'm sure there is on the PlayStation 3. Don't know about the PlayStation 2. I might have to look into that. Since I do own the PlayStation 2, I bought that for Virtual Fighter when I finally got it. But let's get that final question answered because we're coming up to the end of this race soon. Did Sega keep the arcade fun into it? The answer to that is a big sounding yes. They kept the fun in each and every one of these games. Now, Sega Rally Online is my least favorite of all of them. I got a cat in my face right now. So Sega Rally is the least fun of the games to me. And it's all because of the car when you go sideways. You don't see the side of the car. If they would have made that in there, it would have been just fine. But the game is still fun. It still has great speed to it. Never did any online races. Don't even think the online servers are on anymore. But yes, the games kept the fun. That was the main point. You're seeing a lot of games out right now where they're trying to capture that old 90s arcade feel. And the question on those ones is, did they do it? Did they capture the feel like what Sega did here, and Sega kept it throughout the years? We're going to check that again with Afterburner, which is the next one I'm working on. That's going to start on the 8-bit Sega Master System. But the answer to Sega Rally, yes, the fun is there. If you're looking for a fun arcade rally game, these ones are it. You should look into them. Other than that, I'm TallArt73, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Remember to click the subscribe button and ring that little bell. Have a great day, everyone.